Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
Hello and welcome to the show. It's Thursday. It's going to be May. It's May 1st. We are back to talk more baseball. It's an exciting day to break down all the minor league action. We have now a month of sample for minor league ball. I talked about some of the statistical standouts earlier in the week, but today we get to dive in on some of the top performers from the previous day, and we had quite a few of those that are worth talking about today. We're going to dive right in. But first, before we do, you know the drill. Our show is brought to you by Connect Roasters. Connect Roasters is Ian Happ's coffee company. You should go check it out. They put out a great blend of coffee. It's all ethnically sourced, and they do good for the community. You can get a bag of Gold Glove Blend, buy one, get 50% off, so get 2 bags. It's a great deal, great coffee. Go check it out. And Chinook Seedery is also a proud sponsor of the show. Chinook are the best sunflower seeds in the game. Like, it just is what it is. They are fantastic. They have a ton of good flavors. And you can go get those 10% off at their website using the code DynastyDugout. So there's quite a bit to talk about today. A lot of big standout performers. Some notable performers. I think, if my research serves, I think this was the first 3-homer game that we've had during the minor league season in one day for 2025. Now, we had several last year, but Jacob Reimer, 3 home runs yesterday for High A Metsorg Brooklyn Cyclones. It's a legit performance. Reimer's somebody that I've seen dating back to a couple years ago, then saw him in the AFL last year. He missed a lot of time last year, had 95 plate appearances, went to the AFL, and yeah, he's looking the part this year. Now, Reimer's somebody that I was intrigued with way back in like 2023, just given the underlying data that we had on him. It was pretty good contact, pretty good approach, pretty good power for a young hitter. Now Reimer's 21, and he's dominating High A. Yes, I get that a 3-home run game changes the dynamic of your stat line a lot, but it's good contact, it's a good chase rate, and it's some sneaky power in the profile too. So Jacob Reimer, up to 5 home runs now. He is doing things. There's several things that he's doing a bit better. One is hitting the ball in the air. That's the most notable. Ground ball rate's always been a bit high for Reimer. His air percentage is up 15 percentage points. So that's notable. He's pulling the ball a little bit more. That helps. There is juice in the bat, but I think just lifting the ball has been huge because the contact rates are good. He's never had a stop in his minor league career with a contact rate lower than 78%. So this year, again, right along those lines, 78, 80%. That's where he's run his entire career. Those are really, really good marks. Jacob Reimer, name to know in the Mets organization. Go check him out. If you're in a dynasty league, he's probably not rostered. You can probably get him for cheap. I'd at least see where it goes, but I think there's some tangible change here that I could buy into. Our pitcher standout of the day is Juaron Watts-Brown of the Toronto Blue Jays, 23-year-old in High A, former Oklahoma State Cowboy. Is it a bit surprising that he's still in High A? Yeah, he's 23. He's drafted in 2023. He debuted last year. He split time between Single A and High A, and now he's back in High A Vancouver. Probably time to bump to Double A if we're being honest. He's had 2 10-strikeout performances this year, the first game of the year and then last night. Dominant performance there. I mean, he tossed 4 innings, 2-run ball, 4 hits, 1 walk. Really all the damage came on a long ball to Jackson Feltner. Otherwise, it was really good day. I mean, 10 strikeouts in 4 innings, that will absolutely play. I mean, the fastball sits 93-ish. Like, it's fine. It's got good IVB from the release height, heavy extension in the profile. His slider's in the mid-80s, gyro shape, missed bats. Curveball has some good depth as well with good separation from the slider. The changeup can be effective against lefties. No, he used it more than he did in college. It's a fine pitch. I'd like to see him further use that pitch, but Juaron Watts-Brown, Toronto Blue Jays organization. Let's talk some of the top hitters. Those were the hitter and pitcher of the day. Minor league hitters to talk about. We have Jeral Perez, Chicago White Sox. Now, Perez was somebody that was in the Dodgers org that was really catching eyes last year with Rancho Cucamonga, Single A. He was putting up big performance, and then they traded him. They traded him to the White Sox. He went to Single A Kannapolis. he continued to hit. He did fall a little bit once the trade happened, but now in high A, Jeral Perez looks really, really good. He looks settled in nicely. He had a 2-home run day yesterday, up to 7 on the year. He hasn't just 96 plate appearances so far this year. Last year, he had 12 home runs and 481 plate appearances. The power's coming out in a big way for Jeral Perez. That bat speed's legit. The exit velocity's back it. It's an aggressive approach, but he's still walking. The contact rates are about average for his league, but he's striking out a 29% clip. I do think that we'll see that number trend down. I like Perez. I had him like top 250 prospect in my update, so go check that out. I think that he's a solid, legit prospect. I mean, he's young. He's 20 years old still in high A. That's pretty notable in my opinion. Ethan O'Donnell of the Reds, 23-year-old in double A. O'Donnell hit his first 2 home runs of the season yesterday. Really good performance. He was actually a player I got a lot of good feedback on this offseason. People were very excited about him. I hadn't really seen it. The numbers last year were fine. There were some issues in the profile. There's still some issues in the profile. But O'Donnell's fascinating. He did move up a decent bit for me in my prospect rankings that dropped earlier this week, just given the fact that he's performed. The underlying data is good. It's his 7th multi-hit performance in 21 games this year, 4th in his last 6. So a lot of dominance recently over the last week. Contact rates are low, but there's a good approach. There's some sneaky power. He has just 2 stolen bases, but I think he stole over 30 last year, if I'm not mistaken. Don't have it in front of me. He's kind of a high-floor player that I think could be in the majors this year. Moises Ballesteros is the best hitter in baseball right now, you could probably argue. 16-game hitting streak right now. He had 2 home runs yesterday at 103 and 106.5 miles an hour. During the 16-game hitting streak, Moises Ballesteros is hitting 476, 534, 746. He has 4 home runs and 3 strikeouts over that span. So the last 16 games, he struck out 3 times, which is wild. 4 home runs over that span. Hitting the ball very hard. He has a 107 mile an hour 90th. Hard hit rate of 47%. He's doing a lot of damage, 87% end zone contact rate, 84% overall contact rate. Those are all really, really good markers. Can Ballesteros catch? I mean, that's to be determined. But right now, I mean, it's fine. Like, that's what he's working on. That's why he's in the minors. Everybody's screaming for him to be in the Cubs uniform, but trust me, you want this guy to develop catching skills in the minors. We had one more catcher and a teammate of Jacob Reimer, Ronald Hernandez, also 21 in high A, Brooklyn Cyclones. He had a 2 home run game with 4 hits. Brooklyn was on fire yesterday. Hernandez is interesting. You know, he doesn't have like the most intriguing profile. It's kind of a shorter, squattier profile. Those were his first 2 home runs of the year. He has 3 straight multi-hit games, so that have boosted his slash up pretty significantly. After a rough start, he's slashing 259, 365, 407. He's always been pretty young for the level at most of his stops. That's pretty notable. Hit tools probably below average, but there's some sneaky pop in the profile too, if all clicks. So fairly interesting name, Ronald Hernandez of the Mets. Let's take a quick break, and we will get right back to the show. If we're honest, Brandon Clarke could have been the pitcher of the day. We're going to have a new segment of the show when we relaunch the show in a couple weeks. More info to come, so stay tuned. Called Clegg's Convictions. It'll be a kind of a daily fun segment where, you know, maybe it's a hot take, but it's just a conviction that I have. Like conviction on like a Dasan Hill that I had back in February. It was Brandon Clarke last summer. If you see any of my tweets, like go back to last summer, talked about Brandon Clarke. Brandon Clarke is the conviction of the day. Clegg's conviction on Brandon Clarke. Do I regret not putting him in the top 100? Yeah, probably. You can see it pretty quick with the pitcher. Brandon Clarke absolutely has it. He's insane. He made his debut yesterday in Greenville. 4.2 innings, 7 strikeouts, just 1 hit. And the ledger says no walks. He did hit 2 batters, but limited the damage. 1 run, but it was unearned, so no earned runs on the start. We're now talking at a 45.3% strikeout rate to just a 3.8% walk rate, which is wild. Clarke's an athletic lefty. He's a JUCO product, actually, and a great scouting find by the Red Sox. Tremendous job. Can't remember who the signing scout there was, but bravo. I mean, Brandon Clarke was a South Carolina commit. That's why I was familiar with him. That's why I was pretty in tune with who he was before the draft, just given that he was a Gamecock commit, and I was looking forward to seeing him in a Gamecock uniform this year. And they could desperately use pitchy if you know anything about college baseball. But Clarke got drafted by the Sox. He's ticked up. When I saw him in spring breakout, yeah, everybody there was just blown away. Fastball routinely touches triple digits. He sits in the upper 90s, though. It's like 95, 98. Tough arm slot, too, for hitters. Good IVB, some decent run on it. He works 2 slider variations in a sweeper and a more traditional shape slider. The sweeper's in the lower 80s, the slider's in the mid to upper 80s. And there's a changeup as well in the upper 80s. He's a fun arm, man. I'm telling you. I'd put in my write-up last week. See, I've written about him pretty much every start because that's how good he's been. I put in my write-up that if Clarke can prove that he can consistently go 5 innings, then he would be a top 100 prospect. If he went 5 and continued the results. Well, he almost went 5 yesterday. I'd bet by the time I see him again in 2 weeks, Greenville's on the road next week, I'll actually be in Myrtle Beach for mini vacation plus scouting trip. So I would bet that when I see Clarke in 2 weeks back in Greenville, I bet he goes 5. Does he allow a run at that point? Probably not, but still striking guys out. He is legit. All in on Brandon Clarke. A personal favorite for a while is Kohl Drake, lefty in the Texas Rangers org. Drake had a great start. He yesterday had 18 whiffs and 9 strikeouts across 4 innings of work. Pretty dominant start. He walked 3 batters, which was concerning. He did allow a home run to Aaron Sabato, but otherwise limited the damage, just 3 hits allowed. Really good start from him. I mean, Drake's got a good fastball. It's mid-90s with good traits on it. Good horizontal run from his release point. So it's a good ride from the release point and run. Curveball is his most often used secondary, seeing the low 80s. He has as much as negative 15 inches of IVB and sweep. And he mixes an 82-mile-an-hour changeup as well. Really fun offering. Slider sits in the mid to upper 80s. Love me some Kohl Drake. Very excited about him. I bet he'll be in AAA in the next couple of weeks. He had a back injury actually early in the year. I think the walks and the control issues are coming from that back injury, if I were being honest. So don't be surprised if Drake is in AAA fairly soon. Ben Hess dominated again. Yes, he allowed 4 earned, but it was weird circumstances. He allowed just 2 hits and 2 walks. So really kind of weird start. He had 11 whiffs, 8 strikeouts, and 18 called strikes. Landed 73% of his pitches for strikes. Really good stuff. Hess is a big boy. It's like a Lance Lynn frame, but he repeats super well. Fastball gets a ton of vert, like 19 inches from his release height. It's a fairly flat VAA, challenging for hitters to pick up from a 5'6" release height. It's a good fastball with ride and run. Curve shows really good depth, like negative 15 IVB, negative 15 sweep. It's in the upper 70s. Really good pitch. Its swinging strike rate's up to like 20% now after the start. And he throws a slider as well in the mid-80s and changeup in a similar velo band. Changeup's like 17 to 20 inches of fade, so really good numbers there. And the slider's like more of a traditional slider, like 6 inches of vert, 6 inches of glove side movement. Hess is good. Really fun arm. I'm very excited about Ben Hess. By the way, the Yankees pitch depth is really good. The Yankees scout well for the draft. Ben Hess had like a 5.5 ERA last year at Alabama. Everybody's like, why did they draft this guy? Well, because you see the traits like this. And that's something I said, like, during the draft cycle, when we were talking about FYPD, like, just ignore Ben Hess's numbers, like, for one. Like, he's really good. He's got the arsenal. He's got the pitch metrics. Like, it's a guy you want to be in on for sure. Bryce Meccage shoved again. Man, saw him last week. He did it again this week. 4 scoreless, 7 strikeouts. Second straight scoreless start in a row. He just turned 19, by the way. He's in single A. I think he's one of the more advanced arms for his age. I'm very impressed with Bryce Meccage, by the way. 15 whiffs. That was a 50% whiff rate on the start, 41% CSW, landed 64% of the pitches for strikes. He's getting better every time out, and that's exactly what you want to see from a 19-year-old pitching prospect in full season ball. And he literally just turned 19. It's not like he was 19 last year during the draft. He'll be 19 all year. So Bryce Meccage, I mean, the fastball, low to mid-90s, like 93, 95. Slider in the mid-80s, 83, 86 range, and he drops in a mid-70s curveball. He'll throw a changeup, some, not much. I do want to see that changeup further developed. Walbert Ureña, Angels arm, you probably aren't familiar with. Double A. They've been aggressive with, and let's just take a step back. The Angels are very aggressive with all their prospects that they like. This is the case here. Ureña's 21. He was in Double A last year. He's got serious command issues, to put that out there, but the stuff's really good. In this start, 8 strikeouts, 2 hits and walks apiece, 15 whiffs, 14 called strikes, 66% strike rate for Walbert Ureña. I think that's notable. He threw 66% of his pitches for strikes, as I mentioned. Last start was 64. That's a huge boost of what we've seen the previous starts. If Ureña can throw strikes, he's going to be good. We're talking a fastball that hits 100 pretty regularly, sits upper 90s. The slider, it's inconsistent, but it's got good shape and it can miss bats. And the changeup's mid to upper 80s. If Ureña can keep command control, he will be very, very good. So I like what I've seen from Walbert Ureña. Good stuff from him. I think that's going to do it. Those hit some of the highlights from yesterday. Hopefully we'll have an announcement for you this weekend of what we're doing with the show. A lot of good news coming your way. Thanks for tuning in. I would love and appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, like the show, comment as well. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. It goes a long way for me. Guys, I stepped away from a podcast that did 4,000 to 5,000 downloads an episode, and I'm at a podcast that doesn't do much right now. So please help support me in doing that. If you like my work, please hit subscribe. Please hit follow of the show on the podcast platform. That would be awesome. I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.